10-year-old Rose Marie Munoz is a fifth grader at Proctor Elementary School, plays flute in the school band, and is big sister to 2-year-old Augustine. But on August 6th at 2:45 a.m., Rose assumed a role that nobody in her family ever wanted or expected.
Well, it was the middle of the night, and my husband was making like a weird sound, and it woke me from my sleep. And actually, Augustine had crawled out of his bed in the middle of the night. He was in our bed in between us, and I sat up and I screamed. I said, "Pedro, what's wrong? What's the matter?" And he didn't respond. He was making a gasping sound. He was grunting and shaking, and it got to the point where he was actually foaming at the mouth, and he had blood oozing out of his mouth. And I remember pleading with God to not take my husband because I thought I was going to lose him.
Rose was awakened by her mother's screams.
I hear my mom screaming, and she's yelling for me to come, so I ran in there, asked what was happening, and my mom said, "Just take your brother, call 911.
And I told her to call 911, and she took him out into the kitchen.
The thought of losing my dad in that situation, that made me really scared, and that motivated me to help and stuff like that. I knew I couldn't just run away from it. They asked me, what was his name, how old is he, has he had this before, what kind of seizure was it, and I told them, and the 911 said, "We're on our way." So I went to my mom, and I told her everything, and my dad was still having his seizure, which was making me scared, a lot more scared than I already was. But, I knew they were coming, and I knew they were doing the best that they could do.
When paramedics arrived, Rose Marie was waiting at the door to let them in.
Rose was my hero. I couldn't have taken care of my husband and made sure that my husband was safe if she hadn't come in and acted like an adult for me and really helped me.
And after they told me the story, I was just very, very proud. And she really is my hero. I don't like to think of what would happen if she wasn't able to get to the phone or able to get to her mom in time and things like that. And she really is my hero.
Rose Marie Munoz is a fifth grader, a flute player, and a big sister. But today, because of her courage in an emergency, she gains a new title, an American Red Cross Silicon Valley Chapter Hero.